hello, welcome to the most fun day I think that we have on stream all year,
Absolutely.
which is the Folkwise Wisey Awards show, community awards show. This is for the past year, 2023, where we spend over the last month. Maybe some of you voted, maybe some of you saw us talking about it, whatever. You're here now, and we are so excited to present community awards for our 2023 episodes. You saw we have a ton of different categories to go through. We went through all of your votes for each of these sort of categories, and whatever rose to the surface was our number one for this past year. So this is a time of reflection of our channel. It's a time of remembrance and nostalgia and fun and silly stuff. So I really hope that you all have fun remembering and play along in chat at home. And if you don't know what some of these things are, don't be afraid to ask in chat also. Like, just because we're giving community awards and our community is here and voting on stuff doesn't mean that you need to be a stranger. And like, if there's something that's on there that you don't understand, or you need explained, or you need further context, feel free to participate in chat at any point.
I happen to know anecdotally that some of our most loyal soldiers tuned in for like one of these special shows, like a Wisey Awards or like a summer game show.
Yeah.
And got hooked on all of the various levels of inside jokes and everything.
Yes. So
this is the greatest night in television. Nobody tell him what it's on Twitch.
Which is just public access TV.
Which is public.
Yeah,
it's like public access.
Yeah, it's Twitch.tv.
Yeah, Twitch.tv.
Twitch.television.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, hey, tune in, sit tight, grab a drink, and let's have some fun divvying out the awards. Let's make our announcement. Right. I'm so freaking excited. Okay.
All right. So the first award is Guest of the Year.
All right. So I have the special honor of presenting this award. The Sleuths had a really busy 2023 chat. Your favorite guests came from all over, right? Professors, public folklorists, podcasters, from Alaska to Hawaii and back into the back of a van, right? Hopefully some of the digital folklore podcast fans are here for that one. These guests helped us at Folkwise and you at home contextualize how to think about tradition non-traditionally, which is what we like to celebrate and talk about on this show. So the following nominees for Guest of the Year of 2023 on Folkwise are Camille Acosta, Silas Alvarez, Toke Thompson, Mickey Weems, and Perry Carpenter and Mason Amadeus. So just wanted to take a second to congratulate all of the nominees. You all made a huge impact on our channel and on our communities. You were voted the top guests of the year for a bunch of different reasons. And of course, maybe some of you guessed this, maybe not, but the Wisey Award for Guest of the Year 2023 goes to Mickey Weems. Yay! I can hear it.
Ladders for Mickey. Ladders for Mickey.
Ladders for Mickey. Ladders for Mickey.
And I know we're already starting on a moment where I might cry because this is a really special episode.
We
started first on like the one that's like really deep. Okay. So I maybe have a little bit of an anecdote to talk about this with, because it ended up becoming, this relationship that we had with Mickey ended up becoming like way bigger than we ever imagined. And I think it's a really good example of just saying yes to people who are interested in participating in folklore sometimes, and just making it work and getting people on the show, even if you don't know them that well.
Yeah.
At first, because by the end of it, we know each other so much better and I feel more deeply connected to them. And so the story of Mickey Weems on our show, right? So Mickey Weems is a gay folklorist who's written, who wrote a great book, among other things, surrounding gay men's circuit parties and rave culture. He, I think, was perhaps underappreciated for a while because he moved to Hawaii for medical reasons. And at this last year, he had stage 4 prostate cancer, and chose specifically not to take medication to ease that process, and said, I'm just gonna die when I want to die. And so he actually chose what day he would receive doctor-assisted suicide, which is in Hawaii, which is available in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And he started a podcast called Mickey is Dying, and it is still a podcast that is still listenable and available. And there are some very fascinating and great episodes with this person Mickey, who basically talked about his experience and relationship with death all the way from the moment he started that podcast and his life to the very end of it. And he, in part of having this kind of moment of realization where like, I got to talk to people, I got to tell people about this, I got to remember my folklore community. He reached out to some folklorists, Leah Lowthorpe, namely, who reached out to Folkwise and said, hey, this folklorist is a really great guy. He lives in Hawaii. He would be awesome to have talk as a guest like on your show. Would you be interested? And we said, yeah, like what an opportunity to talk to somebody who's having this experience that folklorists talk all the time about, dying.
Yeah.
Right. And how we memorialize and how we remember and how we grieve. And so I remember I didn't know this person. I've never met him at AFS. We had no idea who he was, but we thought, okay,
he called us on the phone first.
He called us on the phone. So yeah, so we talked to him on the phone because I was like, okay, well, I want to get to know this person. So we made a series of phone calls happen, which were way longer than we had planned, where we just kind of talked about life and experience. And I kind of listened to him talk about what he wanted to do. He was always very deliberate about exactly what he wanted to do on the show, but also like in community with us, I should say. And we just learned a little bit from each other, and we were like, okay, well, let's figure out how to get this going. And we kind of worked with, the ups and downs that he was experiencing physically throughout the process. And this ended up
through the tech review. I don't think he would have minded us saying that. He passed out through the tech review, the tech run through.
He did kind of pass out the tech run through, but like that's the whole part of this process of developing a relationship with this person who we now understand to be like so important, and unfortunately for a long time really unrecognized by folklorists. And so we invited him on the show, and I think a couple anecdotes that were just meaningful to me. And Dom, feel free to jump in at any point.
You know the one I'm going to tell.
Well, so at one point, I don't remember if it was after the tech run through or what, but
yeah, it was at the end of the tech run through.
At the end of the tech run through, so all of our guests who are on the show,
he minimized screen. That's what it was. Or he closed.
Yes,
he closed the streaming window.
He closed the screen. Yes. So on Discord, which is what we are streaming through and how we all get to collaborate together. There are like names are in the little bubbles that we can see for each other, and we not met this guy before. We'd only talked on the phone, and we're all kind of talking together. And Mickey misgenders me on accident. He uses she, her pronouns for me, and I use they, them pronouns. And then when he minimized the application, he saw what normally I just brush it off, whatever. I don't know him super well, but he minimized the application, and then he saw that my name has my pronouns in it, and he immediately was like, "Oh, whoa! I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was what your pronouns were. I'm so sorry. Like, thank you." And I see that for you now that I'm seeing that it's they, them pronouns. Like you're totally caught between like worlds of gender expression, and like in his own kind of like, what do we call it? His own little like Gen Xer kind of way. Was like,
you've got both energies.
Yeah, he was like, both energies, which is also part of, I think, his spiritual identity, which is really important to him too. And like, I told this story at AFS later in a panel memorializing him, and I broke down like completely in that panel because I don't think I've ever had an adult to me, and that distance of age between us, like look at me and not only like correct themselves on what they're on pronouns, like out of respect, but also like validate my gender identity, because it's an experience for queer people to like, because everybody's questioning your gender around you all the time. You are also questioning your own gender all the time, because everybody's you get this sort of imposter syndrome sometimes about thinking about it. And for him to just like look at me, like stop like mid-sentence and say, "Oh, I totally get that. Yeah, like I see you. I see." Well, but and not just I see it, but I see you. And that was like, at the time I was like really sinking in with it. And then later I was thinking like, wow, not only has an adult never done that for me, but a folklorist also has never done that for me. And it was amazing to have a kind of, queer elder in the community. And I think he echoed as much later on in some of our conversations, which are so fossilized in a way in our chat and Discord now. You can search his name. He's still in our Discord.
That's right.
Despite having passed already. And you can see what he said about us and what he said about, other Mincy Martinez and other folklorists. The future in general. And he just loved what Folkwise was doing. He loved what we were doing. And he loved us, I think, having literally met him like within this amazing 2-week period where we just got to be learn a lot about each other and figure out how to platform his story and how to learn with and from him, from people of his own intellectual community, which is out of folklore. So that was a super, super powerful meeting, and he's now in my dissertation and part of it because he's like, you got to be talking about communitas, you got to be talking about all these stuff. So now, and he, in his book The Fierce Tribe, he talks about communitas and has a great critique of it, and like that was really insightful for me. I hadn't thought about it that way. And so he has shaped, I think, our lives in ways that were unimaginable had we said like no. I don't know. Like if we had said no or turned him away from the podcast, like I don't know, the impact he had. I'm sure he knew this because he was so deeply spiritual. I'm sure he understood, but I don't think I understood the effect that he was going to have on us. And that was so powerful. And you could tell in his 4 Hours Club, like long drawn out. I mean, I think he was 4 Hours Club, right?
Yeah, he's 4 Hours Club.
Yeah, he's 4 Hours Club. Like long drawn out, like just experience hanging out with us. And like that was pretty amazing.
The tears, through the laughter, through the
tears and the laughter. And then
jokes we will never repeat on air that he made on break.
Yep. Yep. Very good ones. And I guess like the last point I'll make is that in his, participating in Folkwise and reconnecting with the American Folklore Society, he at the last American Folklore Society, last November 2023, there was not only a panel in memoriam to Mickey and a sort of that we kind of have a collective sort of series of mourning opportunities for recently deceased folklorists. And at one of them, I was able to tell that story. But then even later, there was a party sort of thrown in his honor, a queer dance party. And we had no idea that when, March to November, right, where the conference was. But back in March, when we had him on the show, instead of him making a tier list, which is something that many of you voted on for this particular episode, we actually, because he was so dedicated to music, and sometimes we do this with other ethnomusicologists or musicians too, we made a playlist together. And we made Last Party on Earth playlist for Mickey Weems. And he put all the songs on there. And when we were in these planning meetings for what the party would end up being like at the American Folklore Society, we were like, well, what music are we going to do? Blah, blah, blah. And I looked at the playlist that he made on Folkwise, and it was exactly 2 hours long, which is exactly the time the hotel
I remember
the dance party.
As we were doing it, I'm like, let's go more. Let's make it around 2 hours. I remember saying that.
Yeah. Because we could have said, we could have stopped at like 10 songs or whatever, but
no, he
had more. He had more. We were like, go ahead.
He's like, I'm not done.
Yeah, we're like, who cares? Put him on there. And so we ended up being able to listen to that at the American Folklore Society conference. And I really felt like he was in.
Thank you, Queer Folklorists. You just linked it in chat. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, anybody can follow that too. You can follow us on Folkwise on Spotify as well. We sometimes make playlists for folks too. So, wow. Yeah, that whole experience was like so powerful and so meaningful. And I hope that it seemed like clearly this episode touched your hearts in a similar way as our hearts. Same. You voted him guest of the year. He's here with us right now accepting this award and going, why the hell did you vote for me? I'm not even here. I'm sure.
I can't even accept this. I'm not gonna be returning those.
So I'm sure that is what is happening right now. So thank you, Mickey Weems, for making 2023 on Folkwise.
I got my Mickey Weems bracelet
better
on.
Than it could ever.
Chad, if you got your Mickey Weems Rip Mickey bracelet on.
We made some. I have my.
Oh, yours says boobies. Mine, I got one that said Mickey Weems and one that said nose candy and had a spoon on it, and I don't know what to do with that. Not wearing that shit.
It's a memorial. It's a memorial.
That's culture.
Exactly.
True.
And that was kind of his point about a lot of this stuff
exactly
too, was that we're not talking enough about the depth and breadth of the queer experience, which does include drugs, dancing for 24 hours, body paint, and muscle juice sometimes, and jorts, or short shorts and jorts.
Gear.
I
think if I can just quickly do a Mickey story, it's midway through the tech review. He goes, most folklorists are boring and would not open up to you unless you made them. That's why you play video games, huh?
That's why you play video games.
And I'm like, Mickey, don't say it out loud. And he goes, okay.
Like, they need a prompt. We need a prompt here. It's really funny. So yeah, what a special.
Rest in peace, Mickey. Rest in peace, Mickey.
Rest in peace. Rest in power. Rest in peace. Rest in power. Fucking icon of the century, and he. I think is so proud of the queer folklore ancestors among others who are just doing this kind of I don't know, work that's not been as common in the world of folklore for a long
True.
time. So, wow. Okay.
You ready to move to the next one, Days?
I think
Give you a
we're
break
ready
for,
to move
I'm
to
gonna
the
give you a
next
break
one,
for a
yeah.
sec, but the next category is tier list of the year. And here to present tier list of the year is 2022 tier list of the year winner, Joel R.G. Chapman. Joel, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Wow, it's hard to follow up that RIP Mickey and congratulations, well deserved. Just thinking back on AFS this past year and all the special attention that it wasn't enough, but that he did receive in Portland, and I don't think any of that would have happened had he not been on Folkwise. So,
Thank you, Joel.
just so important what you guys do here. Even if we are just a bunch of boring folklorists that have to be tricked into being likable. So, with that being said,
I'm crying.
Yes. So I, as Dom said, I am Joel Chapman, and about 25 hours ago, I got my appendix removed, so I'm lit up like a Christmas tree on some prescribed painkillers, and I'm not allowed to touch heavy machinery, but this computer is pretty light. The internet, though, I don't know. Does that count as heavy machinery? I don't know. Anyways, that's for my lawyer. So it is my pleasure today to present the tier list. And for some background, 1 year ago, I trailblazed, broke new ground, if you will, by being the first person to ever do two tier lists back to back. People give Patrick Mahomes a lot of accolades, but he's got nothing on me. That accomplishment carried me so far to many other heights, including shortly thereafter winning list of the year. Thank you, voting members of the Academy, the Academy, for loving me as much as I love Pixar moms and bread.
And bread.
In that order.
And bread.
But now it's time to pass the torch. Nothing is forever. And the more things change, the more things stay the same. That's what us folklorists like to say. So, a new number one tier list will be revealed here shortly. You have picked 6 tier lists that stood above the rest. And let me tell you, this is the most volatile and contentious category ever. Believe me. Featuring the most lead changes we've ever seen. But now, finally, the nominees. Jeez, I'm talking like our president.
You're kind of doing, Joel, you're kind of doing the Dracula
like
flow.
Joe Biden.
You're doing the Dracula flow a little bit.
But now, the nominees for Best Tier List are Monsters of the British Isles with Mark Norman, Grunge Bands with Langston Wilkins, Fictional Hackers with Perry Carpenter, The Styles of Pizza Alignment Chart Tier with Micah Ling, Birds of New Zealand with Moira Marsh, and Aesop's Fables with Brandon Barker. And the Wisey Award goes to...
Oh, yeah.
Grunge Bands with Langston Wilkins. Congratulations.
Woo, Langston. I hope you're in chat. And if not, Southside Supervillain, we are going to share this with you. Hell yeah.
Well deserved.
Aesop's Fables Fulgur Artist. Yes, this was so good, especially because the episode ostensibly was going to be about hip hop, and this was a fun turn to see that grunge is a huge element of Langston's life as well too. So it was really cool to be able to surprise him with an unexpected tier list that was phoned in from another past guest of the show, which was also really fun.
Secret sleuth.
Yeah, secret sleuth on the show.
Right.
So that was awesome too.
Chat, did I fix it?
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joel, thank you for presenting that award.
Joel, thank you for just being a winner.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being
alive.
As Chameleon said in chat,
Thank you for existing.
so cool your appendix burst.
They didn't get there yet. They sucked it out of me before.
Damn.
Sucked it out.
Folklore's strongest soldier.
Honestly true.
That's honestly true.
Laparoscopic surgery is a miracle, folks.
I love how when you said you were on prescription painkillers, all I heard was, knew the perk was fake, still ate it.
Yeah, why do you think I'm sipping Sprite?
Shit.
Joel on that McDonald's Sprite. Joel, you're allowed to sleep.
Appendectomy drugs are no joke.
You can stay on, but you're allowed to sleep.
There.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
I just woke up, actually. This is like morning for me.
Hell yeah.
The fact that you're sitting up feels like a miracle.
But yeah, I think it is time to be horizontal. My cat is calling. College basketball is calling.
Yes.
Indiana boy.
Go Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers.
Yeah.
And
let's go.
good night and God save America.
Happy Wisey. Happy Wisey, Joel. Goodbye. You're getting ladders for Joel. Bye, Joel.
Rip.
All right. Our next category is Game of the Year. And I'm gonna present that real quick. But I'll put Daisy on screen with me.
Oh shit. Yeah, you gotta put my hat on. It's very
Kitty cat, no brim.
Kitty cat, no brim.
Kitty cat, no brim. All right, everyone, chat. I don't think the creators of these video games intended for them to be used to teach about folklore. Actually, no, maybe The Witcher 3 totally was.
Maybe Witcher 3.
And Pokemon Violet has like a lot about Spanish culture in it. And who knows what they were trying to do with Untitled Goose Game, but it was actually probably that. Anyway, these 5 games represented the most fun you all had learning in 2023. I am pleased to introduce the top games that the voting members of the Academy have selected as nominees for Game of the Year. The nominees are Pokemon Violet, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Untitled Goose Game, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And the Wisey goes to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yay! Go Zelda.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to my horses. Thank you to my skateboard.
Yeah, honestly, the game that combined our 2 loves on this channel for the last year.
Horses and skateboarding.
And ladders.
And
ladders.
It's
all there.
It's all connected.
It's all there.
What more could you want from a video game?
I don't know. We're probably set so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yes, so if you voted for this, nice, you called it. It's a very popular game.
And I would just like to say, Daisy, let's beat this on stream. I've put so many hours into this game on stream and haven't played it since December.
That's so true.
Let's beat this on stream.
Okay, we'll get someone in March to play or something, maybe April.
Hell yeah. I'm very close. Awesome. I have all 4. I have 4 sages.
Hell yeah.
And I got James in the 4-hour club. Yeah. That's right. Rest in peace. Gosh. Rest in peace to Diamond Glitch. Rest in peace to Koroks. Rest in peace to Giant Moth Mommy, the boss Daisy loves.
I do love that boss.
Moth
that was really cool. The Moth Mommy was really good. The Big Fairies. Hey, glad you're still here.
Did the journalism quest with the Big Fairies.
And probably the highlight of the year, or at least when the game came out, there were 2 things I think that were really fun about playing this game this year. One was that it came out this last year, and so we didn't know whether or not we'd get to take our beautiful steed, Ostension the horse.
Oh.
And it was revealed that from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, there was a way to unlock all your previous horses from that game. That was an amazing moment.
Ostension came with us. That was so beautiful.
Ostension came with us, and that was really cool. And I think the second one was, I don't know, maybe something that we'll get to a little bit later, but I guess the point I want to make about it is accidentally discovering mechanics together is such a fun, unique video game.
That's what Tears of the Kingdom is. That's what Tears of the Kingdom is.
Yeah, and that was pretty amazing. Carl's asking how many subs we need for our official watch. I think we broke through it.
We broke it for
I think we broke it. So
for top 10 clips, but 24 and Daisy and I are cosplaying Red Dead.
Yeah, 20. If we get 24 subs at some point the next whatever month, then we will.
Look at all those Ostension emotes in chat.
Look at all those. We love our son.
I
know that's our son, Ostension, and so
that's my
Ladders is part of Breath of the Wild. Ostension was part of Breath of the Wild, but they got to carry over very fun and effective ways into Tears of the Kingdom.
That's what's
while we all customized shit together, and that was really freaking cool. So. Thanks for everybody who voted.
The next category is for special episode of the year. I believe that is Kaitlyn, correct?
I do believe so.
I do believe so.
We'll put Kaitlyn.
Oh, didn't we say that at the same time? Oh my, that's amazing.
That was wild. All right, coming to the stream right now is our beloved mod and Death Lorist.
Hey, Academy. We mainly do interviews here, but whoa. Sometimes we get ahead of the trail and trot into unexpected pastures. I'm of course talking about special episode of the year. In chat, you loved when we broke from the game plan in 2023. That was the year we pledged our heads to costume ideas, our hearts to witch sweeps, our hands to longer combos, and our Saturdays to Mark Norman for my chat, my guests, my discipline, and Steve Harvey. But that's not enough H's.
Sorry.
Thanks. The nominees for special episode of the year are Fire Emblem Engage Cosplay Party, the 2022 Wisey Awards stream, our Saturday stream with Mark Norman, Folklore Feud, the game where folklorists fought chat, and Folkwise Street Fighter 6 Invitational. And the Wisey goes to Folklore Feud.
Kill! Sorry.
No, that's good.
Wow,
this is a win for every member of Team Chat and Team Folklore, all 10 of you.
I was gonna say that's like the fun part of all of the ones that got like the highest votes were that they're basically all group episodes or like an episode that Mark Norman we couldn't meet at regular times due to distance, so like that was a special thing on its own. But I like that a lot of them were group games or episodes. So like
Folklore Feud and Fire Emblem, which were like two of the top getters, and I think like and Street Fighter. That's like 3 months. That's like 4 months of guests.
Yeah, honestly, very cool. Folklore Feud, if you're in the chat, if you were on Team Folklore, you're all winners tonight. This was a freaking awesome episode to make, and now we got to figure out what we're doing as our game.
Yeah, what's our game show for 2024?
We've thought about it. If you have some suggestions,
perhaps there's a Tekken tournament in our future.
Perhaps
there's more Fire Emblem. There's more Fire Emblem.
Shocking.
There's gonna be more Fire Emblem.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Daddy wants static.
Daddy
does want static. There's absolutely more Fire Emblem.
Yeah, there's gonna be more
both
Fire
on a
Emblem.
Tuesday and Saturdays.
Yep.
More Saturday Fire Emblems, more Tuesday Fire Emblems, more fighting games. Everyone loved those.
Yeah.
But definitely more game shows, because that shit.
Yeah, but game shows were wild, so this was a really cool special episode. So, hell yeah.
So,
Thank you,
Dom,
Kaitlyn.
I'm proud of you for putting in so many horse puns.
I was
There were
writing.
a
I was
lot
writing
for
for you.
you.
I was writing for you.
I truly appreciate that.
Thank you, Kaitlyn. The next category is chat folklore. And I believe this one goes to, or this one will be presented by 2022 Chatter of the Year, Hair Witch Jaded.
Jaded.
Welcome back on the show, Hair Witch Jaded.
All right, chat. We have assumed control of the stream. Dom and Daisy are currently being replaced by me and Sami. But for real though, like Twitch is like such a special place for a show like this. I don't feel like there's any other space I've seen like such a combination of things that I like. Describing it to people who don't know what this show is always such a treat to me, because it's always like, oh, it's about video games. Yeah, and but a big part of that is all of Academy, everybody who shows up every week and doesn't show up every week. We're all incredibly normal, especially when Dom does something that is funny. But the Academy got to pick their favorite unexplainable inside joke to be Chat Folklore of the Year. The following nominees for favorite chat folklore are horses. The general concept of horses. Bees.
Hell yes.
Mothman's ass. Witch sweep. Please, can I see witch sweep in chat? Make Dom hydrate. With the Bucky's bottle, yes.
Damn it.
And Chissy. Chissy the bread dog. My lovely son, Sami, has the result right here. Thank
Aw.
you, Sami. And the winner goes to bees.
Bees! Bees! A vulgar art, you will forever be memorialized in the Wisey Awards 2023 for the bee story and related emotes. Wow, bees. It's really something to experience that I don't even know if I should explain. I should just point you in the direction of the episode.
We should all shout bees.
We all just shout bees.
Bees!
And also, I was, as it has been foretold, exactly. And I hear it has jumped podcast as well, so it's gone from our folklore now to the digital folklore podcast.
That's
folklore.
right.
So it started becoming this like an entity, an
That's
uncontrollable
what we call
story.
transmission.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that transmission
Broken
of lore.
containment.
Yeah, they call you Dr. B.
They call you Dr. B.
You're Dr. B.
Because you're Dr. B.
Good.
Get it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I need to explain the abject horror I have with this email because I'm deathly allergic to bees.
Oh,
And the fact that you made me read this out is truly
Well, I did that on accident. I
That's
allowed
so messed up.
that to
Daisy.
happen. I didn't mean
Daisy.
I allowed
Daisy.
it to happen, so.
Oh, he's oddly moved.
Aww.
Well, Robin, I won't make you stare death in the face any longer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, defending champion, and thank you so much, Tommy. I can't wait to be killed and replaced.
Yeah. Yes. This is what you see.
Aww.
This is what you see right before you get stung by a bee.
True. True.
Our next
Bees for the win.
Our next prestigious award is for Chatter of the Year.
Oh,
And that goes...
that's me?
Yeah, that's you. That goes to our
That's me.
prestigious third host, Shirley Shields.
I am extant. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. They're in the soup.
Please.
They're in the internet soup. Get them out. The water's rising.
Please, Mr. Folkwise. I'll do anything. Anyway.
Christ.
Oh, I feel myself off. Webster's Dictionary defines chat, when used as a noun, I suppose, as any number of small songbirds with harsh calls, which... Wait, yeah, okay, that's the right tab. Anyway, sorry. The chittering of birds is a familiar sound to many of us, a vocalization to help birds indicate danger, warnings, and general communication. From the same root as the 13th century word chatterin, also meaning to gossip, talk idly or thoughtlessly, when referring to persons mostly, we too, here at Folkwise, chat to communicate, just like these birds, though perhaps a little bit more thoughtfully than the word's connotation carries. Exchanging messages online in real time with one or more simultaneous users of a computer network, or while rewriting an intro bit because you're in script brain.
You got me so good.
For your bits, subs, and questions. We literally cannot do this without you. And now, dear members of the Academy, you have turned your idle talk into appreciation of one of your own to win a Wisey Award. The following are the nominees for favorite chatter: Death Lorist,
Roach.
Roach.
Gooey Demon,
You just fucking clipped their
Maybe.
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Hair Witch Jade,
Bitch, you're back here with
That's
us.
me. I'm back.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of me, bitch!
It's here now.
and James Dalton Bell.
What was that? 36 months, James? Hell
36 months.
Who walks us through our games?
Yeah.
And the Wisey goes to Florist.
Guys,
Deathy in chat. Deathy in
all
chat.
I
Deathy in
do
chat.
is leave caps on the entire time, and I just troll Dom and Daisy.
That's
That's why they
content,
love
baby!
you.
That's content.
That
That's
truly
content.
is
You
what
fastest.
we in the
What,
biz call
what do we say?
content.
Fastest fingers east of the Mississippi.
That's right.
This is a very special award for a very special person who helps make a lot of the show possible. And the chat clearly all voted. They voted for you.
And helps make the chat unruly in the best way possible.
True.
And
Unhinged.
if we're talking about the chat being unhinged, I can't think of anything more fitting than Shirley presenting an award that Kaitlyn wins.
Yes. Yes.
Shirley and I are chaos together.
That is true.
Literally, everybody who doesn't have a Sagittarius friend, get one. Look at the hearts. Hell yeah. Back, very cute. Yeah, you made hearts on your Mac computer. Nobody else can see that, but we can see it in the back. Anyway, sorry. Aw, they chose you. Oh my gosh. Very cute.
Chat, as you may have oh wait, here we go. Favorite returning guest is the next category. Give me 1 second. And who has favorite returning guest? Did I?
Maybe we didn't divvy that one,
Maybe
but I
didn't
can do it
divvy
if
that.
you want.
Let me grab it.
I'll do it if you
Let
want.
me grab it real quick because I definitely wrote it.
I'm happy to do that if you
I
want.
hope I wrote it. Oh, maybe I did not. I did not write that. But Daisy, are you happy to? Are you happy to improvise?
Improv that shit.
I'm gonna improv that shit.
Thank you, Tommy. Tommy's back.
Hold on, let me pull up another thing so I remember exactly who is the nominees, so I don't like misrepresent.
Crazy day at work. I'm leaving for field work tomorrow.
Okay.
Wow, can't spell.
All right. Returning guest. So on our show, we have new guests all the time, right? We have new guests. We like to bring you a variety of folklorists and artists and public-facing people who do the work of traditional art and all of these sort of categories. But sometimes the chat gets such a riot out of particular guests that they get to come back on the show for different things. So some of these guests have come back on their own episode. Some of them have come back to help us play group games like Folklore Feud. And some of them have just become kind of canonized within the Folkwise community. Bees. So without further ado, the nominees for favorite returning guests on Folkwise, so the people who've been on more than once that we invited back on the show. Ian Brody. Up next, we got Andrew Peck. Joel Chapman. Emmy Papa Eddie. And the one true gamer, Kim Stryker. So these are folklorists you loved. You were happy that they came on the show and happy that they came back again. Without further ado, the winner is, drum roll, Ian B. Dr. B. Brody. A vulgar art. Where are you in chat? You're welcome to come and say hi in the back half of this if you want to hang out.
I'm sorry about this image.
We're sorry about this image.
Are you?
Sorry about this image.
Not really.
But already you were crying about chat folklore. And look
really.
again.
Thank you, Tommy.
People,
Oh
Ian,
my god.
Ian, not only are you loved by
when Ian saw the emote earlier and said, "Wait, what is that?" I'm like, "Oh, you're about to be thrown in the deep end."
Ian, not only are you loved by the Folkwise community for clearly voting for you to be their favorite returning guest this past year, you've influenced chat folklore, but also as like young professional folklorists, you have been a wonderful mentor on and off this site as well. So I don't want to make you more teary than perhaps you already are, but know that this is coming from our community, that I also am fully behind this vote here. Like, you've done so much for us and for the Folkwise community, and I wish that everybody knew how much fun you were to hang out with at AFS, and to learn things from on buses, like how to, advise people about
learn things from on buses.
But truly, thank you so much for participating with us, believing in us, and just being a folklorist who's leading the youths by way of humor. So thank you. Did you see the robe picture? I think I actually have seen the robe picture.
So for this next category,
anyway.
when we were designing these Wisey Awards, we wanted to do something special. You may have noticed we did not have favorite third member of Folkwise this year, and that's because there's objectively only one right answer, and this is something we decided, like, since before the Wisey Awards ballot, we decided we were going to give out this award. And when Daisy couldn't make it to the stream in the first half of the year, somebody stepped up and showed up week after week. So I would like to award the Excellence in Third Hosting Award to Shirley K. Shields. Shirley, thank you for being one of my absolute homies, my most loyal soldier, and being such a weird little guy who trolls me every fucking week. To the point where I don't know if people figured it out, but I gave Shirley like 4 sentences to read earlier, and they read 3 pages, which is what doing a tier list with Shirley feels like, or doing an interview with Shirley feels like. So I was so happy. So and I know we joke that, like, oh, it's Joffrey and Tom and it's an heir and a spare, but I feel like this year, like,
no, for real,
there is a Shirley episode. There are like plot points that there are roadmaps in a Shirley episode. There are things that happen in every Shirley episode. You can count on them like clockwork. And I just could not have done 2023 without you, Shirley. So we wanted to give you this inaugural Excellence in Third Hosting Award.
Yes. I mean, truly, not just...
We do need a Shirley emote.
I know. We need. I think we do too. And maybe it's more B-based content. Maybe it's the little headphone ears. That would be super cute. Something like that. But we'll work on something. Or Perry the Platypus, or just a platypus. But we also have a hat. I don't know. Something like that.
It should be a house in the shape of an owl. I still haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, an owl in the shape of an owl.
Just hearing enrichment time.
Yes.
Enrichment time.
Yeah, I wondered if anybody noticed that we took this category off the ballot, because we all know who would win. We already knew who would win, so this is the one that we sort of selected. Well,
you
I'm not surprised.
Well, good, you were winning.
I'm genuinely not surprised.
I didn't know this was happening. I look over on Twitch and I'm like, why is my face on screen? And we did not talk about third host. Did we have a third host this year?
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you so much,
I'm genuinely not surprised, considering all of your other answers to that particular Google form. Anyway.
Oh, come on. No.
Anyway.
Don't drag me in public. God.
I won't. That's all I'll say. But anyway, Yeah, Shirley, for real though, like you kind of kept everything afloat while I
really
had to do
did.
my big test. And if we didn't, part of what we like, or part of what we try to do on the show is at least consistency. We try to have something every week, because I think it's important, not just for us in general, but I think for our audience and for our friends and blah, blah, blah. So it's something that you can always feel like you can keep up with. And Shirley kept that going and made that happen. Well, I really couldn't. I had to do my other things. So
yeah. Thank you for all
Shirley,
the bits and subs
rock.
for Shirls.
For real.
We love that.
Thank you.
Shirley,
For real.
Shirley, well done.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Then perish.
Then perish.
I perish.
So I guess that means the only one left, I'll bring Daisy back on, is episode of the year.
Dun dun dun.
That's right.
This was also quite a category.
It was. It's quite a category, but chat, as we reach this category, the prestigious episode of the year, if you saw on social media and you're putting the pieces together, what we have here is tier list of the year, special episode of the year, and guest of the year up against each other. This is officially a contest of champions, and it's time to crown the best Folkwise episode of 2023. The nominees for episode of the year are... Daisy, you want to call them out?
Interview with Mickey Weems. Tier list episode and interview with Langston Wilkins. And finally, of course, Folklore Feud. What's it gonna be? There were only 3 top contenders.
The Wisey goes to... Survey says it's Folklore Feud!
It's Folklore Feud! Wow. Folklore Feud proved to be our first ever episode that is won in 2 different categories this year.
Yeah.
It is one that involved a lot of tech, a lot of like prep and figuring out how it was all going to work.
So much going on in the back end.
We had
honestly, last week when Lan was like most people on the show might not realize how much production goes in on the back end. And the first thing I thought was, Lan, you should have seen Folklore Feud.
Yeah, I know. Could have been part of it. And for any of you who were part of it on the back end, you may remember there being, at least 14 people in the back. I think we had to have, was it like 5 and 5 plus 2 plus us 2 hosts plus like a mod. Like literally we had so many people in the back that we were trying to figure out. Yeah. It was really, really fun. Honestly, like we should be thanking the like template that I found for free on the internet that helped me like code the PowerPoint to make Folklore Feud. Just in case any of you wanted to play Folklore Feud at home, I have the PowerPoint PDF template you can download to play just with your family or your friends or on stream if you want to do that. But it was so complicated and so much fun.
And it really was a group effort because not only was it you and me, not only was it 5 returning guests, Ian, Kennedy, Emmy, Joel, and Lynn. Not only was it 5 chatters, Ashaya, Maddie, Megan, Kenny, and James. But also, we got to say we surveyed 100 people because 100 people took the survey. 100 people took the survey.
Yes, and Bubbly Like Soda helping me tabulate the data was so much fun. Like we had to figure out like what counted and what didn't. Got a little controversial. I know. I'm sorry, James, but at least you got an emote out of that. There was some disagreement about Mothman's sexiness versus ass versus whatever. But that was really fun. And wow, I guess I just never thought that like we could do a show but folklore and have it be like that successful. I mean, we tested it out, of course, the year before, but this was really, something special. So we're obviously going to do it again. Folklore Feud is amazing, and congrats to all the winners, but also congrats to all of the participants. It really was a very even game as well. I remember towards the end, like it was really close. Like it's a close game, and I'm happy that it was
close until
like,
Fast Money, and then we realized Kennedy and Emmy were godlike as
we're
a team.
God.
Oh
we're like God tier. So, anybody who participated in that, this is your award as much as it is the community's vote. This is amazing. So
we're gonna take the Wisey statuette and divide it 112 ways.
Divide it 113
ways. Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
It was pretty amazing. Bye, Carl. Thanks for hanging. And I guess that concludes the formal portion of the Wisey Awards, with one exception. We have to reveal the fun thing that we're about to do.
What's that?
Because we got 75 subs.
Oh yeah.
Again, I just want to say thank you all, everybody who's watching at home. Maybe you're logged in, maybe you're not logged in, whatever. Thank you for being part of the Folkwise and the folklore community, because this show wouldn't exist without the people who involve themselves in traditional arts and culture, in music, in dance, in food, and whatever you do that you consider folklore. We really wouldn't have even had this idea if that family sort, or that, I don't know, collegial relationships, some closer, some less, of just unending support for what we do and the weird stuff that we're trying. I don't know, this is so cool to feel embraced by the community, to do folklore and Folkwise together. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling now because I'm getting a little sentimental about it, but I'm just really proud of the whole community's belief in what we do, which is folklore and interviews and just talking about it in everyday life with video games. And whether you're more on the video game side or the folklore side, I'm glad that you're all enjoying the time here. Clearly the amount of votes, the votes and the community gathers around this, at least in some small way. So hopefully we are, I don't know, providing community for where it could be, I don't know, hard to find when we're so far away from each other physically. So hopefully that's what we can bring to you. There's going to be many people acknowledged in my dissertation, but Folkwise was there with me when I started fucking thinking hard about the world. Damn.
Damn.
I mean, if we're, I'm saying it in a silly way, but I mean, it's true. This was part of my fucking experience becoming a folklorist in many ways. Not that I wasn't before, but it's just amazing. So, oh my God. Ian, you're gonna make me cry now.
Aww. And
I hope
completely accidentally.
Completely accidentally,
because I never thought we would be a positive force in North American folklore. I honestly, I thought we would blow up for we would blow up for a cringe Reddit clip before we ever became a positive force in North American folklore.
Yeah, geez. I mean, beyond the specific things that you can learn from the guests who come on our show, and I don't know, just anything else you can cull from us ding dongs goofing around while we play video games together. I hope that everybody takes away from watching the show or participating in our community that you this stuff is possible.
Yeah.
You can do and learn, and you can teach yourself new shit. We didn't know how to do Twitch. We'd watched a little bit, and I mean, Dom knew a little bit how to do it, but we didn't know how to stream. We didn't know how to stream.
I was hosting. I wasn't streaming. I wasn't producing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so I don't know.
Another thing I have to say for this year. Another thing I have to say for this year is I feel like we became parents. You know what I mean? Because there's so many more folklore, humanities, etc. shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Just showing people you can just try it.
When Camille was on, I'm I feel like I'm her uncle. I feel like Kathleen's our sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spencer, totally. I feel like the digital folklore podcasts are foreign exchange students from another country who are interested. We got paired with our host parents got paired. You know what I mean? You know what, Queer Folklorist? The real Wisey Award does go to the friends we made along the way because it's chat.
It does. No, it literally, and Queer Folklorist is my dissertation is gonna say this dissertation is dedicated to the Academy. I mean, a little bit, Folkwise on the Academy. I mean, for real, because we'd all be different people if we didn't do this. And I'm glad. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with us. And join our Discord, passively hang out and lurk in there, or participate, or we're on every week.
Horses.
We've been pretty good. It's a lot of horses.
A lot of horses.
Or Folkwise, but anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I know we could go on and on and get. I think we've said what we need to say.
I said what I need to say. I love you people. I love having you around. 2023.
Thank you to every person who's been on the show, every person who's participated. Like, you really don't have any idea what kind of impact you make on our lives, and hopefully we don't have any idea what
I like to think they do.
You think okay, they do? Okay, well, you mean a lot to us, like, for real. And I hope that you mean something to you too. I mean, obviously we do, because you showed up here tonight and you voted in our award show. And I just hope to keep making fucking fun interview video game based content, as well as other kinds of other silly content, like another game.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure it out.
What game show are
we
doing
play
this year?
Yeah, what game show are we doing? No,
this is like the end of Batman Begins, where they get like the bloody Joker card, and they're like, you start wearing armor, they start buying armor-piercing rounds. It's called escalation.
It's called escalation. Oh God, I know. We gotta figure out something. I think that there's a lot of good contenders. So.
Have a special emotional. Quotes have had meaning on many levels. Making quotes helped me to get a sense of my own space, sense of finding my way, sense of really working my way out of my labyrinth.